Hi! So it's been a few months since I last did a Q&A, so I put on my Instagram asking for questions and I've got them down here, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm checking. There were quite a few questions asking about maths and quite worried about maths, so if you're one of the people stressing about maths, me too. So I don't have all of the words of wisdom, I'll try to answer those questions about maths, but I do have a word of comfort, which is same. So the first question is, what is your general music taste and the most recent songs that you've listened to? So my general music taste, I guess, is musicals. That's what I listen to most. And the most recent stuff that I've listened to is actually the Vivaldi Gloria, which is just because we're doing it in choir and I like to make sure that I'm learning it outside of choir. So very exciting Latin piece, very up to date. Second question is, what is my least favourite subject to revise and why? And my least favourite subject to revise is maths. Not just because it's my least favourite subject, but because I feel like the revision can't be as varied as it can be with biology and chemistry, which are my other subjects. So like with biology and chemistry, you can kind of mix it up a bit more. Like you can go to flashcards, you can mind map it, but with maths, it's just not as effective doing other methods as it is doing questions. So it's just not as exciting after a while doing maths over and over again. The third question is, what is your biggest motivation? So for me, I think my biggest motivation is just reaching my goals that I've set at that time. So I know what grades I want to get at the end of A level. I want to get A star, A because that's what I need to get into Oxford. So that is my biggest motivation, just trying to reach that target, which feels a bit unachievable at the moment, but we're trying. The fourth question is how to study maths well. This is one of the stressed about maths questions, and I think, like I said, the best way to do maths is questions, but more specifically, when I'm revising maths, I watch the Teletutor's video on it first and make notes on that, and I like to annotate the method, so I won't just like write down the maths, I'll write next to it in a different colour, like factorise, so then I know what happened between the steps. So then when I'm going back to review my notes, I can see why I did certain steps, hopefully. And then I like to do the questions underneath the video, mark those to see what I understand, and then once I've done half a chapter or a chapter, depending on the size of it, I'll do more exam questions on that chapter. Question number 5 is, what is your favourite way to unwind after a study day? So I'm not great at this because a study life balance is not my thing. Like, I'm one way or the other. I either do like an 8-day study day or I spend all day on my phone. So not the best at this, but when I do manage to find a balance, I think my main way to unwind is something with my friends. So whether that's going out or just a video call and getting to talk to each other, it does fully take my mind off of stuff. Or if I can't take my mind off it, it means I can talk through if something's stressing me out. Or if I'm just stuck on maths, I can talk through it with someone else. The next question is, have you ever received a bad grade in chemistry? So for anyone that doesn't know, I've applied to study chemistry at university next year. And I think this depends on what you see as a bad grade. So the lowest I've ever got in chemistry since starting A level is a C. And like, I'm very aware that it could be worse, it's definitely not a fail, but then I think it's relative to what you want. So like I said, I need an A star to get into the university that I really want to go to and to get in to one or two of the others that I've applied to. So that is the grade that I want to get, and a C is a fair bit below that. So it's not a grade I was happy with, but I don't think it's awful. It's just kind of relative to what you want. Question 7 is, what instruments do you play? So I'm working on grade 8 on flute at the moment, and I do choral singing, which is a bit niche, so I don't know if anyone will know about the award system for that, but if anyone does, I've done yellow and I'm working towards the St. Cecilia's award. In the past, I've done violin lessons when I was really tiny, and recorder, saxophone and piano lessons. Wasn't very good at those, so haven't continued any further. And I can play bits on guitar, bass guitar, ukulele, clarinet, and a bit on piccolo because it's a tiny flute-ish. I think that's all of them. I don't know. I'll let you know in the description if I think of any more. The next question is, how do you study past content as well as trying to learn new content at the same time? And I think this is really hard, but obviously it's so important so that you're not cramming it all at the end. So for me, I have a list from going through checklists of what we've done so far, of what I struggle with, and I try to work through that and make it more detailed as I go. So then I've constantly got something, so when I have a moment and I've set aside time to revise, I've got past things to go over, not just current things, and I've got a list to work from. Question 9 is, you're presented with a free day. How do you set it out in terms of work and free time? I've already admitted I'm not good at the balance, so this is like an ideal day. So this is a Saturday to me, so no school. Thank you very much. I'm a morning person, so I'd like to be up and dressed and ready by like 7:30 and definitely getting on with work by 8, because my usual wake up time is 5:30, so that'll be a bit of a lay-in for me. And then get on with some work at 8 till like 1, with obviously breaks in between, have lunch, and then maybe work until about 4, and then go out for the afternoon and meet up with some friends, do some nice stuff. I think that would be an ideal day, because I'd feel like I'd been productive but still have good time for most of the afternoon. Obviously that's very different to my like ideal day in summer. I would like, after exams are done, my ideal day does not include studying. And question 10, how confident are you feeling for exams? I am not feeling confident for exams. My mocks didn't go as well as I wanted to, and I knew that they wouldn't because I didn't have time to prioritise revising for them. But it's still a bit disheartening not getting the grades that you want. I know there's still some time, but it feels like it's all coming very quickly. But I'm doing what I can to maximise the time that I have left, and hopefully I'll prove my worries wrong. If you are one of the people that are stressed about maths, me too. We'll figure something out. Good luck. See you soon.